Budget friends, it's Steph with Stefsonabudget. Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to be saving in our long-term savings binder. Feels like it's been a while since I've been in this one, so I'm going to play a little bit of catch up. I do have a little bit of extra money because I have $200 that we're going to stuff into these challenges today, but I am going to take some of that extra money, $60, I'm actually going to put into my 52-week challenge. And I'm going to talk about why we're doing that here with you as we kind of get going. So let's go ahead and open this guy up. All right, friends, I'm going to pop a comment that I got on my last debt update video up here on the screen for you. And I thought we would have maybe an opportunity for a little bit of discussion, and you guys can share some of the things that have worked for you on your savings and debt payoff journey, or just one or the other. Maybe you're already debt free, and you're only working on savings, or maybe you're the opposite of me and you are like this comment and you are only working on debt payoff and zero savings. So this is a good example of why I choose to work on debt payoff and also savings. So we're going to put $60 into this. I'm going to try and work through the challenge and be able to talk to you guys at the same time, which doesn't always work, but let's go ahead and just put $60 up on the calculator. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and take care of these last 20s in my 52-week challenge. So we're going to do 60 minus 22 minus 21, and that's going to give us 17, which I think is also an option here. So that makes this super easy peasy. So the reason I choose to work on both debt payoff and savings, and I have for my entire journey here while I've been on YouTube and have started the method of cash budgeting. And the reason is because one of the first things I did do, we all know there's a lot of methods out there. We have the Budget Mom method, which is my preferred method. There's the Dave Ramsey, which is, I follow a little bit of that, but not all of it. And by that, I mean, I took the $1,000 emergency fund savings and started with that, and then started working on debt payoff. But that's about all of Dave Ramsey that I follow. I don't think one or the other is better. I think it's personal preference, and you will find what works best for you. And sometimes you might start with one version and then move to another, and then back and forth. This kind of journey, or just even finances in general, it's not always a straight line. We change things up as the economy changes, our income changes, our needs change. It could be a lot of different reasons that we start moving things around in the way we do things. All right, guys, wanted to get that dried. Let's go ahead and flip on over, and we're going to color in the 17, and that is going to take care of our $60 today. So why is this savings challenge right here a good example of why I choose to save and pay off debt? Because I did start with my $1,000 emergency fund, and then I started working on debt payoff. I started sinking funds right from the beginning, because if you don't have money in those categories that you know are going to cost you, like kids, holidays, Christmas, if you're not saving, you're going to just be right back in debt, right? Because that's if you don't have the money saved up, what are you going to do? So I started with that. But this challenge in particular, I shared in my debt update for July that I have an unexpected expense. I wouldn't call it an emergency, but it is definitely an unexpected expense of new tires to the tune of $1,100. And then I'm going to need to get an alignment on my car for the cost of another additional $150. That is a huge expense. And you can see, if I pulled my $1,000 that I had saved one time in my emergency fund, I would be going into debt once again, regardless. And I would be left with zero emergency fund. So I don't believe $1,000 is enough to cover much of an emergency. It is a great starting point. And, I guess I shouldn't say that. $1,000 could cover a lot for some people and some households. But in this situation, I would be in big trouble, right? So not only do I have, $1,100 in tires plus the alignment, I also got hit with a $900 medical bill. So if I still just had that $1,000 in my emergency fund, I would be wiped out and I would be going into about $1,500 of debt easily, right? So for me, adding an additional $1,000 in savings or $1,600 in savings or whatever it is I choose, that is preventing some of those unexpected expenses, life expenses that do happen, without putting me at least in severe debt. There's definitely situations where I've had to add more debt, but hopefully, it's not to the tune of thousands and thousands of dollars. So that is why I choose to save and work on debt payoff. Now, that might not be your preferred method, and that's perfectly okay. This kind of budgeting, I feel like is very personal, and you are always going to adjust it to what works for your budget, your household, your needs. And so just keep in mind, you'll see a lot of us do the same things. A lot of us do different things. I learn so much from watching other budgeters. It inspires me. It gives me new ideas. I have stopped new things all the time. I find what works, what doesn't work. But the important thing is that, 5 years later, I'm still budgeting. I am significantly less in debt than I was when I started. I have savings that I never had before. I'm talking no savings, you guys. So no matter what, or the way I choose to do it, I look at it as all a success. So don't feel like you have to mold your journey to anybody else's. Do what works for you guys. And the important thing is that we're saving and we're paying off that debt, right? However we choose to do it. I just thought that was a good comment and a good topic of discussion. So, all right, let's jump into, I never said. So why did this challenge trigger that discussion for me? Because this 52-week of savings, if I hadn't been saving this money, I'm not going to have this $1,500 that I intend to put towards my tire and my alignment and a little bit to that medical bill. Also, we're going to have to replace a windshield to the tune of $500. When life comes at us, it tends to come at us hard sometimes. So I'm grateful that I have been saving and I have somewhere to pull that money versus having to go and swipe a credit card and being about $2,500 more in debt. So, all right, might have got a little soapboxy there. I hope I didn't. My intent was just to kind of share with you guys, why this method, the way that I do it, works for me. It may not work for you. And does that mean that I'm going to be in debt a little bit longer? Yeah, it does, right? I could probably get out of debt a little bit faster. But I'm okay with balancing. I've got no problem with that. So, all right, you guys, let's jump into the long-term savings. Now, the idea behind this is, I think I share every time, not 100% sure, but I think it's going to go to some house things that I would really like to get done. So I'm just kind of saving to save at this point, and we'll figure it out, I guess, when we're kind of ready. I definitely would like to have a mini split in the garage by next year, just to kind of help temporize. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I'd like to my husband lives out there. So, if he could kind of steady the temp, that would be really good, because in the wintertime, he runs space heaters, which cranks up the electric bill. And then, in the summertime, it's hotter than Hades out there, and he's running fans and stuff. So, just for the way that we utilize that space, I think that could be helpful for us. All right, I'm gonna speed you up while I color in the last two watermelons. So this challenge is from Save with Judy. We save $25 a month, $5 an icon. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up August here because I've been a little hit or miss getting into this savings binder. And I definitely wanna be consistent at this challenge, if nothing else. So I'm gonna go ahead and just finish, and we're gonna put in $15. So let me finish coloring in these last couple of watermelons, and we will stuff our money. All right, you guys, we got them done. So we owe this challenge $15. Let's go ahead and grab that 10, 15, and we are caught up through August. Feel good about that. And so what does that give us in Judy's challenge now? We've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 200, you guys. We are 2/3 of the way, 2/3 of the way there, I guess. So last 4 months, and we'll have saved $300. So that's awesome. Okay. Let's flip to our 2025 challenge. This one comes from Budgeting for Me. I haven't been, doing much with this challenge, if I'm being honest. So let's just go ahead and try to do something on here. Let's do this tin here. And maybe we'll put $15 and we'll finish up these two numbers over here. All right, you guys, cool. We've got 2 letters done, $15 going into this one. Let's see what we've got in here now, you guys. I started this really late, like in May. I don't think I'm going to be even close to finishing it, but if we take it into 2026, so be it. So we've got 1, 52, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77. So 477, pretty darn good, I'd say. All right, I think we're done in the book. We might come back to this as a catch-all, but I'm not too sure. And I want to pause here and jump on over to this guy. So we're really close at finishing our Harry Potter box from Dawn at the craft bin. So I would like to put at least $23 into this one today, because that's about half of what I need, I think. So let's go ahead and put some money into this. We have got Tom Riddle's diary, so let's flip to that section. That's going to be this has a golden snitch on it, so we gotta save an extra dollar, so we're going to put $5 into this one. Okay, and that is another card done. Yay us. All right, we've got a spell card. Let's see. Expelliarmus. We owe the whole thing, so we're going to put $6 in for this one. Let me color these in. All right, guys, that one is done. I'm choosing to just save the entire thing at once. I had to dry that up a little bit because that's going to be super wet. All right, on to the next card. Let's see, we've got some magical transportation, and that is right here. And that card is just $1. All right, we can keep going. We've got a Dementor. Let's go find that. That's here in section 5. And that one is also just $1. Yeah, we're getting off easy today. Hopefully we'll get lots of cards done. Okay. Oop, and back to our spells here. So all the way to the back again. And we've got Accio, and we only need, I had started this one, so we just need $4 more to finish this one up. Okay, $4 more, right, you guys? So let's put back a 1, and we'll put in a 5. And I think we can do maybe 1 or 2, depending on what we get. We've got Hedwig. Let's go find her. She is right here in section 2, and she is $5. So we'll go ahead and finish there for today. Okay, so yay, Not too many cards done, it doesn't seem like, but they were some pretty expensive cards, I guess. Let me go ahead and what can we do? All right, let's put these over here. These cards are done. I'll put those away. Let me speed you up while I put all these sections away for today. All right, friends, we are really close on this. Hopefully we'll be able to finish that up the next time we get into this binder. Gosh, what am I trying to say? Words are hard. This is Saturday for me, you guys, so I am kicking off the weekend, and I'm just kind of doing some catch up on all the things, Etsy, Ko-fi, all that good stuff. So that's my plans for the day. All right, you guys, we are working on this Star Wars all year long from Courtney over at Cash Countess Court, and we are in August, and we are helping Darth Vader find the missing sabers and any buried treasure. So let's go ahead and roll our 6-sided die. We ended here last time, I believe, or maybe it was here actually. So we're gonna do 1, 2. So let's scratch this one, and I'm gonna try to scratch 2 at least, but Courtney's numbers can be a little spicy, so we'll have to see. That looks like a 5 to me, so we owe $5 there. Let's go again. We got 4, 1, 2, 3. I don't want to scratch that one. I want to save that one last, so we're going to do this one right here. That is a 7. Questioning if I want to push my luck. I'm going to do 10, 11, and 12 because that is what we are at. Okay. Can we get in here 2 more times? Let's stop there. And hopefully we're able to get back into this binder twice more this month. So far we have saved 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 in our August Star Wars challenge. I absolutely love this one. All right, let's put that away. Okay, I'm just kind of all over the place. Let's go into here. We work hard for our money. This one comes from Shar over at the Budgeting Introvert. We are working on section 5, our little soccer balls, and we have 1 soccer ball left, and we need to save $15. So let's go ahead and do that. 10, 15, and you guys, this is going to be a completed challenge. I am super excited about that. Okay, 1 more soccer ball. Let me get it up. And we'll go ahead and cover up that last 15. So cute. We should have saved $80. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. We sure did. Let's put back these 5s. Take the last 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, perfect. How will I remember what this goes to? I will need to make myself a sticky note, and here is a long-term savings sticker. I've already got one. All right, yay, our first one completed in there. If you flip to the back, there's a little savings tracker. So we completed section 5 for $80. Let's color that in just so we know. And we'll set that to the side to dry, and we will move on to our next challenge, which is going to be our What the Duck. So let's get that out. And we are working on What the Pest here in this one. So we've got a ways to go. Let's do a couple of scratch offs. 1, 2. Oh, that just popped off. Easy enough. And, ooh, that's a 9. Do I want to go again? Let's risk it. And we got a 1. Ooh, ouch, you guys. I was hoping for like this. But 9 and 6 is going to be 15, 5, 10, 15. We are quickly running out of money. All right, let's at least 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have a 4-sided die somewhere? Let's look in this guy. We do. Yes. Okay. Let's grab him out. I'm gonna roll this. We got a 3, so that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and of course we're gonna get the biggest grasshopper worth another $5. So $20 going into this. Let me color this guy in. All right, you guys, there is our last grasshopper. So let's see, out of the 2 sides now, we have saved 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41. Not too shabby because this one's worth 50 and this one will save us 48. So we're just going to keep trucking along until we get it completed. Gonna let that dry a little bit too. Okay, that is everything in the binder. We just have a couple more challenges left. We've got our grow as you go. So let's roll our 12-sided die. This one comes from Budget with Carly. And we've got an 8, so I'm gonna flip to section 8, you guys. There's 12 sections in here. When you get this one done, it'll save you $4.50 plus. Yay, we already saved the bonus, so we can save $8 here. Let's do that. All right, $8 going in here. Guys, I think I'm gonna have a ton of ones here. So I can put back 2 and I can take 10. All right, and then let's do one more in Carly's, and of course we're gonna get the 12, but you know what? That's all right. Let's get these big ones done. So we're gonna flip to section 12. I am not prepared to do the 20 today, you guys. So let's do a 12. And that section is almost done. So what do we got left? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we have a bunch of ones. So let's, there we go. Have to condense this one next time so these envelopes don't get too fat. All right, you guys, 2 more done. So another $20 into that challenge. And let's go ahead and get into our Toy Story versus Monsters, Inc. This one comes from Budgeting with Lysandra. So stinking cute. I just have a few cards left in this one, you guys. And we're gonna start with this card here, which is the roll the dice. Okay, I need a 3-sided die, but I don't have one. So let's grab the 6. And it's just kind of race to the top. Whoever wins, whoever you know, you guys know what I'm trying to say, right? Whoever gets to the top first wins, and then you would save whatever you decided. But I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we've got a 3. That's going to be Jessie. Ooh, $5. All right. Watch us take forever on this one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think I'll stop there on that card. It's going to go back in the pile. I'm pretty sure all of these will need to go back in the pile. Okay, we're going to flip to our CDA section. Let's roll a 4-sided die. We've got a 2. I don't have any 2s left. Should just move these Sharpies a little bit closer, but what we can do is we've got 2 1s. So let's mark those off. And we can put $2 into this one. All right, let's grab the next card. And we're just gonna go until we can't go anymore, friends. Let me give this one a try. Okay, we've got Sully. He is right here. This is a roll and save. There are 3 left. Let's see what we can do. Ooh, we've got a 1. Feels like with a 1, we should go again, right? Okay, here we go. 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? Let's just finish this one. Oh, last number is going to be a 6. Glad we checked it. But that's going to complete this section for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's gonna leave us $3 left, friends. So I think I'm gonna call this one good for today. So let me go ahead and tuck these in. I'll speed you up. All right, friends, that's some pretty good progress. So this card is done. These two need to go back in the pile because we have not finished those challenges yet. So let me switch that out. All right, we have got a few dollars left. Let's bring this back in. We have $3, so let's find a 3. And we will use this as like a little catch-all. So there is a 3 right here. Let's color this one in. All right, friends, I feel like we spread that money around pretty well. Let's see what we have in here now. 1, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 76, 7, 8, 9, 80. 480. We're almost to 500, really close in that one. And then probably what I'll do is put a placeholder in there and pull that cash. All right, you guys, that was super fun today. I hope that you enjoyed saving along with me. Thank you, friends, so much for being here. If you like this one, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button to stick around, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.